Do you like stories? Well, I do. I like to learn new stories and share them with the others just as much as I love to create a story of my own. In a world of information overload, noise, hypes, stories can cut through the clutter, get the message across, and influence people because stories are powerful. I have traveled around the world to learn many stories and got inspired to create some of my own. And today, I am here to share my stories with my story buddy, Mr. Wan. He was my imaginary friend during my childhood, and now he helps me take my audience on an interesting journey in my stories. And he's going to take us to a very special place far, far away from our cities, to tropical rainforest. Tropical rainforest is a luxuriant forest found in wet tropical uplands and lowlands around the equator. And they make up one of Earth's largest biomes, major life zones, and are dominated by broad-leaved trees that form a dense upper canopy and contain a diverse array of vegetation and other life. It is a magical place full of life, so many different kinds of animals and plants. I visited tropical rainforest in Sumatra, one of the islands in Indonesia, and I immediately fell in love with the place from its magnificence and beauty. This guy here is an orangutan. In Indonesian language, orang means a person and utan means a forest. So an orangutan means a forest person. Orangutans are so much like us in many ways, and surprisingly, we even share over 97% of identical DNAs. This one here is a father orangutan, and I named him Otto. Orangutans are known to be very peaceful animals who like to stay away from other species and stay within their own kinds, minding their own business. Mother orangutans and the babies, they spend most of their time up on the trees where they are safe, whilst father orangutans sometimes come down to trees to look for extra food or simply watch out for their family. One day, Otto felt that something was wrong, so he came down the tree and looked around. The forest was still green, wet, hot and dense as usual, but in far distance somewhere, there was foreign noise that he couldn't quite make out what it was. So he followed the noise to check out what was going on. And this is what he found. Otto was furious. Otto was devastated. Otto's home was disappearing because humans were setting fires. Humans were incinerating the trees and have even brought bulldozers to cut down the trees in a massive scale. As all fathers would do, he did what he had to do to protect his home and his family. He had to fight. Otto ran up to one of the bulldozers and jumped right at it. The bulldozer must have looked like a ginormous metal monster to Otto, but that did not stop him because he is a father and he has the responsibility to fight for his home and family. Otto managed to snatch the human right out of the driver's seat at once. Otto grabbed the human tight and lifted him up high so that he could throw him out. But in that dramatic moment, something caught his attention. There was a photograph in the front window bulldozer, and two innocent human children were smiling happily at him in the photograph. Otto could immediately tell what he was looking at. A father knows. They were the children of the human he was holding, ready to throw. Otto hesitated, thinking that this unforgivable creature called human also had a family to go back to, a family he must protect. With a great deal of difficulty, Otto slowly put the human down and let him go. Otto was angry. Otto was devastated. Otto was sad. But as one father to another, Otto did not wish those children to lose their father. In this story, the human who was set free by Otto was greatly touched. So he goes and tells all the others to stop destroying the forest, as the forest was a home to these remarkable animals. Otto was a hero, and he saved the day. By forgiving the human and letting him go, the humans have decided to leave the trees alone in the forest. All men and orangutans lived happily ever after without ever having to hurt each other. This is a happy story where everyone is a winner. And I wish I could tell you that this is what's really happening in our world too, but it isn't. In real life, unbelievably, more than 200,000 acres of rainforest are burnt each day. It is human nature to change the environment. We adapt to it, and we make it adapt to us. This modification of our surroundings, however, is not without serious repercussions. The destruction of habitats, the elimination of certain species from the face of the earth, and the advent of climate change all serve as proof of the negative impacts we humans have on the planet. In the last 250 years, 571 species have been confirmed extinct. The cost of conserving global diversity amounts to $76 billion per year. There are between 200 and 2,000 extinctions that occurred every year. Every animal, plant, and even fungus is a part of a broader ecosystem. Therefore, losing or saving any species will lead to a strong ripple effect. This means that saving one species can save many more. I am a mother of 3 children. When my first child was born, he was born with a severe asthma condition, and he was also diagnosed with leukemia before he turned 2. We spent many days and nights at the children's hospital, and it was a very difficult time for the whole family. On most days, I could not take my son out, not even for a short walk outside to get some fresh air, because our forests are being incinerated and the air condition is getting worse, and it is directly affecting all of us. The best I could do for him at the time was to go for a walk along the long corridor in the hospital with a big window at the end where we could see outside. One day, I remembered when my son struggled to fall asleep, we went for a little walk in that corridor. And I remember singing the song, "Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star." My son and I were both staring outside through that big window at the end of the corridor. And that's when he asked me a question that changed my life. He asked, "Mommy, why do you like to sing Twinkle, Twinkle, Little Star?" It was such a simple question, but somehow I couldn't quite answer that. So whilst I was looking for an answer, he continued and said, "Because I don't see any stars." That's when I looked up the night sky with him and realized that we could no longer see any stars in the sky in the city at night. What happened to our world? What happened to our sky? Where did all the stars go, including the ones we used to make a wish for? Many questions popped into my head that night. And with a heavy heart, I decided that I would do something to change the world with something I could do. Maybe not for the whole world, but maybe for just my son. Creating worldwide change cannot be done with just one person. It has to involve everyone. In order to involve more people in the efforts to help the environment, it is very important to get younger generations involved in the effort. By fostering a concern for the environment and sustainable habits early, we can raise children who will be more aware of environmental issues so that we can protect them, have them ready. I am a mother, and as a teacher for young children, I know that our schools do teach a bit about sustainability. However, this work, the real work, must start much earlier at home, and studying about environment should just be as important as other essential subjects such as English, math, and science. This is why I do what I do. With my team, I write stories. And with my stories, we make animations and cartoons to make the awareness and educate the public about sustainability. With our stories, many wonderful people have gathered together to do environmental activities such as beach cleanups, and we raise funds to support other wonderful NGOs to do their work to save the world. We are now starting an online homeschooling program called SOS Earth School to establish good habits like recycling at a young age, because we believe that those habits are more likely to stick with the kids as they grow if they learn at young age. Younger generations are already becoming more conscious consumers, and instilling environmental values at a young age will help. Encouraging an interest in their surroundings will allow them to appreciate what they love about the environment. Each generation needs to be better than the last. Our children need to learn how to protect their environment, be kind to each other, and make decisions that benefit the world as a whole. I write stories because that is what I do best. And with my stories, sometimes I write songs to sing with my children. And today, I'm going to give you my song as a gift before I finish my talk. There are many other wonderful writers who also write stories to love our world and how to protect it. Stories do have power, and they need to be told and shared. We, as the past generation to the future generation, we owe them a story, a good one, that they can learn, love, and appreciate the world, and it will shape them into the future of environmental sustainability. If my story has touched your heart in any ways today, please do share it with anyone you know. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy the song. I saw the color of the sky this morning. The air was thick with smoke and dusty gray. Children are trapped indoors, and everyone's wearing a mask. Oh no, what happened to the sky? No more twinkle little stars at night for little ones to count 1, 2, and 3. No more shooting little stars to make a little wish for little ones to believe. What is happening now? What is happening now? Where are the stars? Is it too late for me? Someday when the children look up for the stars, they will ask, what happened to the sky? What will tell them? Can you tell them? I can tell them. How do we tell them? How we had the chance to change, but we didn't try. What will tell them? Can you tell them? I can tell them. How do we tell them? How sorry we are that we didn't try. Someday when we children look up in the sky, twinkle, little stars. Someday when the children look up in the sky, let them make a wish on a shooting star. I remember clear blue sky, the air was cool and fresh. Let the children play outdoors once again.